Hello everybody and welcome to another brothercrypt video. Today I am going to be talking about the token of the week, which is Zebi. Zebi can currently do no wrong right now. Before I get into the token of the week, I would just like to say thank you to all of my new subscribers. Recently I concluded my $100 Bitcoin giveaway, and I believe the winner was Crypto Stefan. So congratulations to you, Crypto Stefan. If you guys are clueless and you're not too sure what it's about, then please revert to one of my previous videos entitled $100 Bitcoin giveaway. So the Bitcoin has been sent and it should be with you, if not already with you. So congratulations and thank you for subscribing and thank you for commenting, Crypto Stefan. So yes, to other subscribers, please be on the lookout because I really appreciate the feedback I got from the 100 subscriber giveaway. So I'll be looking forward to giving away more Bitcoin soon. All right, so without further ado, I'd like to talk about Zebby, which is the coin of the week. So which is the token of the week. So let's get into it. Right. Now, I first came across Zebby around about the end of February. Sometime in February. I may have heard about it in early January, but yes, I really wanted to get into the ICO towards the end of February, perhaps early March. Unfortunately, I was really unable to. It got snapped up really quickly, so I really couldn't participate in the ICO. So basically, what is Zebby? The best way for me to describe Zebby is that they are India's first blockchain startup. They're not necessarily their own independent blockchain. They are actually running on the Ethereum network. So their project is going to be utilizing Ethereum. Basically, if you want to get their tokens, you'll be getting ERC20 tokens. Now, what Zebby offers is the ability to control and share data between institutions and between intermediaries. So they have actually covered lots of different examples where you might need Zebby. So for example, in India, there's a lot of intellectual, let's say, land registry frauds. People say that they fraudulently own this house or this land, and they falsify documents and then they get ownership and then they sell it on. So there's quite a bit of that going on in India. But then at the same time, it can be used for things like qualification checks. So for example, according to the Zebby white paper, they say that almost 10% of employees falsify their qualifications, and 50% of those 10% actually falsify documents as well. So what Zebby's proposing is that with their solution, they can talk to governing bodies such as maybe land registry companies, perhaps universities who hold these records, and then in the example of a qualification check, the participant, the job candidate, the person that wants to get the job, will enable their prospective employer to be able to see their qualifications. They get notification and then they sign off, they give permission. So it sort of works between multiple parties, and it's really about streamlining those processes. Okay, but before I deep dive into Zebby, I just really want to bring your attention to it on CoinMarketCap. So we can see that the total supply is around 500 million, and the circulating supply is 460 million so far. Now, currently, it has a market cap of almost 100 million. It's actually a market cap of 87, excuse me, let's just call it 88 million. They have a market cap of 88 million, and I expect this to easily get to anywhere between 100 to 300 relatively without much ease. Now, currently the token price is at just under 20 cents. It's actually at 19 cents right now per token. At the ICO phase, the token was going for about 3 cents. I luckily got into a Zebby position yesterday, and I was able to collect some for about 12 cents. So this is why it's my token of the week, because we can just see the gains in the last day. It's risen by about 38%, which is phenomenal, and I think it's going to go a long way. And a quick check, we can just check what markets it's on. It's on two markets. One is Qtum, which I've never actually heard of, but it has a high volume on this exchange. It's actually produced the majority of the volume. And then IDEX. I was able to get my Zebby on IDEX yesterday. Okay, so this is the CoinMarketCap breakdown. So what I'm going to do is just quickly go over to the website. So as we can see, Zebby comes up as India's big data project, and like I said, they're looking to really tackle this project from multiple different angles. So what I'm going to do quickly is just highlight some of the elements of the white paper. I'm not actually going to bring it up, but I'm just going to skim through it now. So what they say in the white paper is that it's a multi-year contract signed with an Indian-style state. The state has a population of 50 million. So already we can see that they've been awarded good contracts by basically the Indian government, the Indian state, which is very good. Now, I'm just going to give you a quick synopsis of some of the parts that I came across in the executive summary. Zebby has created a blockchain-driven, unique and holistic approach to make high-value and sensitive data readily available for legitimate use. Zebby safeguards data against hacking and tampering while obtaining consent from individuals. The solution comprises of Zebby chain to provide immutability to critical records, coupled with a central hub called Zebby Data Gateway, which enables secure and instant data exchange through data as a service APIs. Zebby's innovative proprietary solution set is one of the first in the industry and is patent pending. Zebby has developed the Zebby blockchain solution and is carrying out its operations through Affiliate Data India Ltd in India. It then goes on to say that Zebby is integrated with the Ethereum blockchain, Zebby chain, and it gives complete flexibility to customers with respect to private/public blockchain utilization. Smart contracts enabled on Zebby Data Gateway ensure that data exchange occurs only with consent, that all stakeholders receive their deserved share of the data monetization. Additionally, Zebby has a healthy pipeline of prospects across India and is prospecting through its affiliates for projects across Singapore, USA, and other countries. Zebby chain installations will be connected to Zebby Data Gateway, which will serve as the pipeline for authorized use of data for commercial purposes. If we are able to rapidly scale and add more Zebby chain customers, the value proposition for the users of Zebby Data Gateway may grow exponentially. The combined value of market available in India for both the products is pegged at 5 billion annually. Okay, so that's rather quite a big market that they're attacking just in India alone. And also, as they've pointed out, they also want to be targeting, places like the USA, Singapore, and probably Europe as well. Now, one of the reasons why people would use, Zebby's products and basically their services is that, data tampering, data of high value assets like land records are prone to tampering. Another problem with high value information like land records is the majority of identity and address proof documents do not have any security marks, with fraudsters using high precision printers and computers to prepare fake replicas, determining the document authenticity by naked eye or physical verification as virtually impossible. So that really goes back to the example that I gave you earlier, whereby, at least 5% of the working population in India, according to the Zebby white paper, forge their qualifications. And then another thing, common methods, to commit frauds arise from, fake documents, double mortgages, general power of attorney, and selling government or encroached lands, and then also dubious agreements. Another thing that Zebby tends to sort of want to help with is data hacks as well. Another risk of having data stored at one central location is data hacking by malicious hackers from outside the organization is inevitable. Some prominent examples in the recent past, for example, are Equifax. So in 2017, last year, I got a notification from Equifax that there had been a breach, mainly in the US, but that my data was safe because I'm based in the UK. So maybe, they host their information on different servers. But this breach by Equifax, costed like a $4 billion in lost market cap. And then also last year, Yahoo, they were attack of a hack of a data breach as well. So 350 million was slashed from the evaluation in their deal with Verizon. And then the list goes on. So I'm sure, you're familiar with all of the data breaches. And then, we've got things like Cambridge Analytica and how they were able to take anywhere between 50 million records right up to 300 or 4 million or 400 million Facebook data. They were able to profile people just from their Facebook data. So, when we do have centralized services such as Yahoo, such as Equifax, basically these companies are a target because with their systems, all of their information is held in one central location. And this is really the benefit of the blockchain. With distributed ledger technology, we're able to have data accessible, hopefully in a quick amount of time, but it's held in multiple locations. So let's move on. Now, let me just talk quickly a little bit about Zebby. And let's just quickly look more offerings about this company and what it does. So Zebby's blockchain is powered by big data solutions, is unique, addressing all of the above challenges, and helps to keep data hacker-proof and tamper-proof. It utilizes a distributed ledger on the back end, a web app front end, which provides efficient and transparent access to data using DAS, data as a service APIs. It will reduce the cost of information exchange, remove inefficiencies, enhance security and privacy, and greatly improve fraud detection capabilities for both companies and individuals. Now, just to give you a quick, sort of bird's eye view of the Zebby solution, it's mainly comprised of two core parts. So Zebby's solution ecosystem consists of two interconnected proprietary components, Zebby Chain and Zebby Gateway, to bring individuals whose data is being protected. And then also it will be used for data providers who generate and store their data. And then finally, data requesters, who need to validate this data of the individual as parts of their business process. So going back to the example of verifying, somebody's employment records, this will be used to bring the individual. So if you're an individual applying for a job, you have the ability to share your data with your prospective employer. And then we've got, B, the next user, is a data provider. So basically, a university issuing academic certificates will be a data provider. And then we've got C, a data requester. So a prospective employer will be a data requester, and they will request the information from the data provider, aka the university, and you as the individual will give the data requester the ability to access the records from the data provider. In English, you as a job hunter, you will give your prospective employer the ability to look at their records from the university. All right. So on a common platform, it will enable secure, seamless, and consent-based exchange of information among them. So as I mentioned before, there's mainly two propositions to what Zebby is offering in the first interim. One is Zebby Chain, and it's a proprietary lightweight satellite application installed at various data providers' premises to provide immutability using blockchain-based ledger. The number of nodes in the private blockchain is configurable and integrates with Ethereum public blockchain for 100% tamper-proof protection. Very, very good. And then the next offering is the Zebby Data Gateway, which connects to the Zebby chain. Installations and onboard individuals and data requesters with a simple registration process. It can facilitate instant data exchange through DAS, Data as a Service APIs, by connecting to Zebby chain instances and taking individual consent whenever appropriate. Okay, so I think I was going to give you just an example, but I think I've already covered that with the qualification check. So, another thing that attracted me was really the caliber of people. So if you check out the website, we can go to the team. I think I have it up in this tab. We'll come back to the roadmap later. We can just check out the team, and the team is headed by a chap called Mabu Monagala. And let's just quickly bring up some of the team in LinkedIn. All right, so this is Mabu. So Mabu is the CEO at Zebby. Zebby's been operational for about 2 years as a company, but then later on they held their ICO earlier this year. And prior to that, Badu worked in Oracle as a software development. He was there actually for 18 years, and I'm pretty sure he went up the ranks in Oracle. Okay, and then let's just check out the next person. So we have, Kalyan. Kalyan is a member board of directors also at Zebby. So he's been there for about 2 years, and previously he worked at Intel as a global enterprise architect, as well as working at Philips Healthcare as well. Now, prior to that, also we have their vice president of engineering. He was also a software developer at Oracle. He was there for 11 years, and he has some industry experience working as a project leader as a senior project leader working for Tata Consulting. Tata Consulting is a big consultancy firm, and they have a plethora of clients all around the world as well. So, so far, I see a highly capable team. But just for measure, we'll keep going on. Now we see the director of business operations as well. He's worked as a deputy manager of operations for Hitachi Consulting. Okay, and he's also worked as an associate for Bank of America. He's worked for about 8 years in those two separate roles. Now, we also have this person who's the advisor. So now we're just going to quickly check some of the advisors. And this advisor is called Vasu. I'm not going to get into the surname. But Vasu has quite a bit of experience. He's been advising Zebby for the last year. And he has also worked as a senior engineering manager for Uber as well. He's also worked as a principal engineering manager for Microsoft and Nokia. So as an advisor, he looks like a heavyweight in my opinion on quick checking. Now the next advisor is someone called Phil Mew. Phil Mew is currently the Senior Vice President of Technology at Salesforce, which is quite a big title. And then he is also an advisor for Zebby, as well as a few other things that he's doing. He's also currently an advisor. He's on the advisory board for Santa Clara University. Okay, so looks like a very capable advisor to me. I've got a few more, but I'll just cut this short. Now, the last one that we're looking at, this is also an advisor. He's currently in a job as a managing director at Accenture. He's also got management experience for Infosys, and he currently sits on a advisory role in Zebby. So I think in terms of talent, in terms of capability, the Zebby team, whether it's the core team or the advisors, they all look very strong and well experienced to me. You have a good sort of balance between people who are in India and people who are in the USA as well. So in my opinion, this is a very impressive team. It's one of the strongest that I've seen for a while. And this is why it's getting token of the week, guys. So just before I wrap up, I came across this article in the Hindu Business Times, and it says, blockchain startup Zebby to hire 900 people. So let me just quickly read a quick paragraph. The startup with about 30 employees is planning to hire about 900 by 2020 in about 4 years, as it targets a revenue of 60 million. The company, which raised 10 million recently to fund its growth plans, hopes to become profitable by that year. So I was really, I was really happy when I read this article. I actually came across this article after I got into my Zebby position, and I was really happy to hear this. So it looks like they're making, big echoes in India, big waves. They're really looking to build up their team. They're going to be targeting the Indian market, and then I have a feeling that they'll, that once they start running, they'll be targeting lots of other countries. Basically, they've said that they'll be targeting the USA in their white paper, but I just hope that we hear about them all over the world, here in the UK as well, because where I come from in Nigeria, there's actually also problems with land registry, with people falsifying land ownership. And then I'm sure here in the UK, whilst it might not be as blatant here, there will definitely be a need for you to sort of protect your assets on a blockchain and to be able to give necessary people access to that data as and when requested. All right, so we've looked into the team, we've looked into the SEO. I just quickly wanted to go over the roadmap with you, because you know, it's very interesting that they're expecting to do a few things. So currently we're in Q2 2018, and Zebby chain is working for employment records and their integration with Ethereum. Then in the next quarter, they're looking at 256-bit encryption enabled on their platform, and then APIs for authentication, verification, and content management. And then by the end of the year, they're going to be working with data cleansing and management. Okay, and then really their timeline just goes on up until 2020. So it's very impressive for me. And finally, let's just quickly look at ICO drops. So, yeah, we can see a little bit of conflicting information. So here it says that the total token supply is 1 billion. However, on CoinMarketCap, it says that it's around 500 million. I think 500 million circulating supply is correct. That is my assumption off the top of my head. So I'll go with that 500 million. But basically, you know, they only tried to raise around about $10 million. And so far, you know, their token based on Ethereum has done a 6x already, which makes sense because their token was 3 cents yesterday. No, it wasn't. Excuse me. I bought Zebby tokens in for around about 12 cents. So that's a 4x yesterday based on the original price. So if it's gone up to about 19, it may well be a 6.4x return, which is very good. And I just think we're getting started because, as I mentioned to you, Zebby's listed on, you know, exchanges that I haven't really used. Prior to yesterday, I'd never used IDEX. It's okay, but in my opinion, it's not that exciting. But hey, if you want to get these tokens while they're as cheap as they can be, you know, on the open market, get them now. Use IDEX, get them, because if this does hit a major, you know, exchange such as, you know, Binance or any other top exchange, maybe even Poloniex, these are going to go through the roof. Okay, guys. So really, that's it from me. It's just a short one today. I'm really excited about the Zebby project. I'm glad I got into the position. So now it's just time to chill, keep an eye on it, and wait for it to boom. So if you do have any questions, please just let me know. You can send me an email, brothercrypt@photonmail.com. My email address will be down below in the description. And, you know, if you found this video, please do like it. Please do share it. Please do leave a comment. And then if you didn't like it, please let me know exactly where I went wrong so I can improve for next time. So yeah, that's it, guys, for this video. Stay tuned. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. And I'll see you on the other side. Take care. Bye.